What's up everybody? Pete with Auto Repair Tips. We are working on an 06 Corolla. The customer complaint is driving along and the car cut off. She said it acted like lost fuel. So what I've done is I went ahead and took off the upper cover, took off the hose right here, and we'll get some starter fluid and we'll shoot it in the hole there. Let's see what happens. It's running and it cuts off. It looks like we basically got just a classic fuel pump on this thing. It's in the back seat. I'm gonna pull the back seat out. We'll do a couple of tests just to make sure that it's getting the correct current back there. And if it has the correct current, I'll show you how to replace it. Catch you in a bit. So I'm thinking they must have dogs, but don't everybody have dogs? It's cats I don't like. I love dogs. So that ain't even stuck in. Lordy be. Come on. And there is your fuel pump right there. The outer cover is held on with 10 mils. The customer was telling me that they did this fuel pump about a year ago, so I'm going to check to see if there's any warranties on it. I think they said they bought it through Advance Auto Parts. I believe Advance has some kind of warranty. I think it's a lifetime on some of their stuff. The black and red is hot, and the white and black is a ground on this car. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a little clip right here you got to pop up. There's that tab, man. Come right up. I say come right up. Let me make a little lower. All right, come on. So this plug is burnt. Look right there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but looking at the plug, this terminal here is burnt. This one right here. Let's see what color that one is. You can pop the cover off like this, and it kind of exposes where the wires go, so we can run some tests on it. But there's got to be a reason why it's hot. And the funny thing about it is, that's the one for the fuel leveling sensor. That's not even anything to do with the fuel. Or it could be discoloration because the prom isn't burnt. No, you know what? Thinking whoever put it in put some grease in there because it's cleaning right off. All right, let me get a test light and let's do a little test on this and see if we're getting power back here. All right, got my little test light here. So let's go ahead and let's probe these and see what we got going on. So it's these two right here. Got this one. This one. All right, let's see if we can get, if that light lights up, you know we're getting plenty of power back here. So let's check it out and see. Okay, hey, how you doing? Give me 1 second. All right, you can see as I turn it over, the light bulb lighting up. So we know we're getting 12 volts back here to the back. So in the middle of me kind of doing this little demonstration, my state trooper pulled up. And needless to say, I had to kind of stop in the middle. You got to deal with the state troopers when they get here. This bulb here I know it's a good 12 volts because when I went to start it, you can see how bright the bulb was. If it wasn't 12 volts, it would be a light dim. Back here, it'd be really dim. But it's not, it's good and bright, so we're good to go. Let's go ahead and pull this out. And also before I came back, I did check it. It is, and you can look to see there's definitely an aftermarket one here. And it did come from Advance, so we are good on this. It's got 2 tabs on it. This is your tab that's gonna control your vacuum, your vent, your evap, and all that stuff. You gotta excuse me a little bit. I'm kind of fighting it a little bit simply because I've got a shoulder issue. I'm getting an operation this month, and I'm gonna be out for quite some time. So hopefully, it's a good thing I got a bunch of videos stockpiled I can work on, because I won't be working on cars for a few months. That's the yellow tab. The small line is your feed line. Let me get a screwdriver and a hammer and we'll get this off. When I get the new pump in here, there's a simple test I can run and it'll check the inside of the motor, because if this is a second one, then it's probably cheap ass crap they're selling us. We don't want it happening again. We want to make sure it's hitting on all cylinders. Once you get the gas tank out, have a rag ready and lay it over top of it to keep any kind of dirt and debris from getting in there. Then we'll pull this pump out. It's got a full tank of gas. Set it aside. I'm gonna lay the rag over top of it just like this. Put the screwdriver over top of that to keep anything off it. All right, let's get this in. Let's get it warrantied out. We'll get the new one in. So I owe Advance Auto Parts an apology. They said it came from Advance. They thought, after researching it, it came from O'Reilly's. So O'Reilly's did warranty it out. So let's go ahead and get this thing in the car and let's get her going. Get the new O-ring set in place. What a perfect fit. Aftermarket fuel pumps, you gotta love them. If this one goes out within a year, I'm gonna tell them they need to go ahead and just go from the dealer, because I mean, I don't like putting aftermarket pumps in anyway. They're just junk, legitly, just junk. And I've never had no luck doing it. There's tabs here when you're going to put it back on there. Make sure you get the tabs lined up. It kind of gives you an idea of where to go with it. That way you don't put it back in the wrong spot and your lines aren't twisted.
Steve,
I'm in the middle of doing something. I have to call back. Yes. Man, they got some noisy shit around here. All right, once you got it lined up, go ahead and screw your ring back on. It's kind of like I was telling you, when I get this back together, I'm gonna put my scope on it, take some readings on it, just to see, get an idea, just to see what the inside looks like, you know? See how good an aftermarket one really is, because I know what they should look like. Get it good and tight so it doesn't leak. I have seen people go too far with these and end up screwing them up, so be real careful when you're doing it. Going back with it, make sure you put the red O-ring on there, because if not, you'll have an evap code. That is not not seating very well. We need to get a little grease on that, get it down there a little bit further. So make sure, like this situation right here, when you're going back with things, you make sure that things seat together correctly, because if they don't, you end up having more issues. And what happened was it came out. And that's why it's not sitting right in there. I think we got her now though. There you go, in like Flynn. Once you get that O-ring back in place, push it on and snap it in place. All right, we'll get that on there. Let's get the electrical hooked back up, and then when we're done, I'll hook my scope to it, and we'll see how it runs. All right, let's test her out. All right, so it's starting up now. It's running. It's definitely got a check engine light and definitely got an engine mist to it. It is not running worth a hoot. See what happens when it warms up a little bit. You know, I'm gonna get my scope to it and I'm gonna hook it to that fuel pump, and let's take some readings on that pump just to make sure that it's operating correctly. What I've done is I went ahead and hooked up the meter, the low amp probe to my scope, and I've zeroed it out. Let's go ahead and hook it to the positive wire. That should be the red and black one right here. And it's gonna go like that. So I got the scope hooked to it. There's our pattern. I don't think it's as good as it should be. I think it's a little low. But by looking at those readings, I'm gonna just say that it's basically just a generic pump. I'm gonna recommend getting one from the dealership, but it's under warranty, it's on the car. I think the next time it goes out, I'm gonna recommend them going back with one from the dealer, a factory one versus an aftermarket one. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I guarantee you they'll be back. And when they come back, we'll compare that screenshot to the one from the factory and we'll see how close they are. So for right now, we will take a screenshot. Saving that. All right, that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later. Looking at that reading, I believe that fuel pump is garbage. I'm going to recommend going one with a dealer. They're probably not going to do it, but I guarantee in 6 months to a year they will be back. I'll be putting another one in, and at that time I'm going to recommend it again. Let's go with a dealer. I did take a screenshot of this one here, so when I do put the dealer one on there in 6 months to a year, I'll take a screenshot of that and we'll compare the two and see what the readings look like. But for now, that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.